Welcome to the Meanings of the Quran program. Today, we will explore the explanation of Surah Al-Kahf from verse 83 to verse 98. Join us as we reflect upon the words of Allah.
وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنْ ذِي الْقَرْنَيْنِ قُلْ سَأَتْلُو عَلَيْكُمْ مِنْهُ ذِكْرًا.
This verse introduces the story of Dhul-Qarnayn, a righteous king. When asked by disbelievers, Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, is commanded to recount his tale, which serves as a profound reminder and lesson for all, emphasizing justice, leadership, and divine power.
إِنَّا مَكَّنَّا لَهُ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَآتَيْنَاهُ مِنْ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ سَبَبًا.
Allah granted Dhul-Qarnayn immense power and dominion on earth. He provided him with all necessary means and resources, asbab, to achieve his objectives, whether conquering lands or overcoming adversaries. This highlights divine provision and facilitation for those chosen for a purpose.
فَأَتْبَعَ سَبَبًا.
This verse describes Dhul-Qarnayn's active approach. Empowered by Allah, he earnestly pursued his objectives, diligently employing all available means and resources. It teaches that divine blessings are actualized through serious human effort and practical application of the paths Allah makes accessible.
حتى إذا بلغ مغرب الشمس وجدها تغرب في عين حمئة ووجد عندها قوما قلنا يا ذا القرنين إما أن تعذب وإما أن تتخذ فيهم حسنا.
Dhul-Qarnayn reached the westernmost point, where he perceived the sun setting in a hot, muddy spring. He found a community there. Allah then gave him a profound choice: either punish them for their disbelief or guide them with kindness towards truth and righteousness.
قال أما من ظلم فسوف نعذبه ثم يرد إلى ربه فيعذبه عذابا نكرا.
Dhul-Qarnayn declared, "Whoever wrongs himself by disbelieving in Allah will be punished in this life. Then he returns to Allah to receive a tremendous, eternal torment in hellfire." This emphasizes accountability for disbelief and divine justice, showing the dire consequences of rejecting faith.
وَأَمَّا مَنْ آمَنَ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا فَلَهُ جَزَاءً الْحُسْنَى وَسَنَقُولُ لَهُ مِنْ أَمْرِنَا يُسْرًا.
This verse highlights Allah's promise to believers who affirm His oneness and obey Him. They will be rewarded with paradise, gentle treatment, and ease in their affairs, demonstrating divine mercy and justice for their righteous conduct.
ثُمَّ أَتْبَعَ سَبَبًا.
Dhul-Qarnayn's journey eastward highlights his diligent use of the means, resources, power Allah provided. This teaches us to proactively employ our God-given abilities and provisions in our endeavors, recognizing that all success stems from divine grace and our wise utilization of His gifts.
حتى إذا بلغ مطلع الشمس وجدها تطلع على قوم لم نجعل لهم من دونها سترا.
Dhul-Qarnayn reached the extreme east, finding people exposed to the sun, lacking shelter or shade. This highlights the diverse and challenging conditions of humanity, underscoring the importance of basic provisions and Dhul-Qarnayn's extensive journeys across the earth.
كذلك وقد أحطنا بما لديه خبرا.
Thus it was. Allah's knowledge fully encompassed all Dhul-Qarnayn possessed and did. This signifies Allah's absolute omniscience, knowing every detail of His creation, their means and their journeys. Nothing is hidden from His perfect awareness.
ثم أتبع سببا.
Dhul-Qarnayn continued his journey, utilizing the resources and capabilities Allah had bestowed upon him. This highlights that while human effort is essential, all means, power, and success ultimately originate from divine grace. We strive, yet acknowledge Allah's ultimate provision in all our endeavors.
حتى إذا بلغ بين السدين وجد من دونهما قوما لا يكادون يفقهون قولا.
Dhul-Qarnayn reached a pass between two mountains, encountering a people so isolated they struggled to comprehend other languages. This illustrates humanity's vast diversity and the challenges of communication. It sets the stage for their plea, emphasizing Allah's wisdom in guiding Dhul-Qarnayn to aid the vulnerable.
قالوا يا ذا القرنين إن يأجوج ومأجوج مفسدون في الأرض فهل نجعل لك خرجا على أن تجعل بيننا وبينهم سدا.
The verse describes a community's plea to Dhul-Qarnayn about Gog and Magog, two nations causing widespread corruption by destroying crops and lives. They offered him a reward and resources to construct a protective barrier. This highlights people's desire for safety and their willingness to contribute for a leader's righteous efforts.
قال ما مكني فيه ربي خير فأعينوني بقوة أجعل بينكم وبينهم ردما.
Dhul-Qarnayn declared Allah's bestowed power surpassed their wealth. He sought their physical strength, not riches, to build a barrier against oppressors. This teaches that divine blessings and collective effort are paramount for righteous leadership, prioritizing public service over material gain.
آتوني زبر الحديد حتى إذا ساوى بين الصدفين قال انفخوا حتى إذا جعله نارا قال آتوني أفرغ عليه قطرا.
Dhul-Qarnayn commanded iron pieces, then intensely heated them until molten. He then poured molten copper over this, forming an impenetrable barrier. This illustrates divine wisdom guiding his resourceful leadership, protecting the vulnerable with ingenious engineering, and demonstrating the power of combining elements for a greater purpose.
فما استطاعوا أن يظهروه وما استطاعوا له نقبا.
Gog and Magog, Yajuj and Majuj, were utterly unable to climb over Dhul-Qarnayn's formidable barrier or bore through its immense strength. This teaches that divinely aided defenses can render even overwhelming evil forces powerless, highlighting the futility of their efforts against God's decree.
قال هذا رحمة من ربي فإذا جاء وعد ربي جعله دكاء وكان وعد ربي حقا.
Dhul-Qarnayn declared his barrier against Gog and Magog a mercy from Allah. He affirmed that when Allah's promised time for their emergence arrives, this mighty barrier will be leveled to dust, for Allah's promise is always true and inevitable. O Allah, benefit us and raise our status through the great Quran, and send peace, blessings, and honor upon our Master and Prophet Muhammad, and upon his family and companions. Please subscribe to the channel, like, and share your reflections in the comments. Stay tuned for our next episode. Peace and blessings be upon you.